So in this video, I'm going to talk about diffusion and osmosis, as well as tonicity, which kind of correlates to osmosis. So first we'll start off with simple diffusion. So simple diffusion. And so what this is the net movement of particles from an area of high concentration to an area with low concentration of whatever you have. And another way of saying this is movement down the concentration gradient. So movement down the concentration gradient. And so diffusion occurs in water and air. Let's say, for example, you drop a food coloring into a cup of water. It'll diffuse out, and you could see it spread out. An example of something diffusing in air is, let's say you spray some cologne or whatever. It'll eventually diffuse out into the whole room, or like Febreze or something like that. And so we're going to talk about diffusion when it comes to cells. So as a result, we need to get some background information about membrane permeability. So the cell is really good at allowing, here, so let's start the next page. So nonpolar, which is essentially fat-like, nonpolar, hydrophobic, and lipid soluble things pass easily through the membrane. Plasma membrane. And so on the other hand, charged particles can only get in through channels. But one exception is water. So the cell has aquaporins, which allows water to move through the bilayer easily, even though it's not fat soluble. And so there are many things, we just talked about diffusion, and there are many things that can affect how fast something diffuses. So, for example, temperature, molecular weight, and what I mean by that is the weight of whatever you have. So like in our example before, the weight of food coloring molecules versus something else. So the molecular weight affects the diffusion rate. And so how steep, so steepness of concentration gradient, and so membrane, and also obviously surface area. And so let's start off with temperature. So the higher the temperature, so as temperature increases, the molecules will increase, so motion of molecules also increases. And so as a result, it's the movement of molecules, the net movement, that allows for diffusion. So as a result, you increase temperature, you'll increase the rate of diffusion. So molecular weight. So you increase the molecular weight, you will decrease diffusion rate. Because the heavier something is, the less likely that it'll move as much as quickly. And so steepness of concentration gradient, so let's say you have something really, really concentrated in one area, it'll diffuse faster than something that's less concentrated. And then finally, surface area. If you increase surface area, you increase diffusion rate. And so cells can adjust the permeability of materials by regulating the number of protein channels in the membrane, or by opening and closing of the protein channels. And so that essentially sums it up for diffusion. In the next video, I'll talk about osmosis, and tonicity. And I hope this video helped. If it did, please like it and share it with your friends.